Good morning. My name is Wade. I will be your host for this evening's flight to boredom. Now, on this flight, you may experience some technical difficulties because of things happening to your computer. Not my fault, your fault. I will never take the blame for it. You wanna know awful? Can I pay you in a van? No, I'm gonna pay you in a van. You know, it's easier to pay people in a van because that way you don't have to specify the price. You just pay them in a van, and everything's good. 'Cause you're paying them beforehand, and you're paying them totally. Woo! No, I don't want to be back there. Okay. I've been wondering this lately. Have any of you people on the interweb ever thought that the original reason why they gave Darth Vader a mask is because he had asthma? I mean, think of it. He's always going. I mean, in 456, that's all he was doing when he wasn't talking and force choking anybody. So it makes sense that he has major asthma, and when he was growing up, he was that nerdy kid in school who carried around the binder, had those big glasses on your face, and like,
Can I help you with your math homework, sir? Would you like me to stick myself in the locker today, or would you like the pleasure and satisfaction of doing it yourself?
he was that kid who was always getting bullied on, picked on, and then at one point he found the Force, and he used the Force, and Ben was like, use the Force, young Skywalker, and what do you know? You learned how to use the Force. Anyway, so I am curious what you guys want me to talk about on these either A, teaching segments, B, talk show segments, or C, me just blabbering on about stuff segments. Because I can do all three. Totally different side note. My therapist says I should write a book. The book should be called Spin Out Bricks. Because apparently some of the time I go blah 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 blah, and I can't talk. So she thinks that I should write a book that's a autobiography with a comical twist. That's my life. That would be how do I word this? Me and my inner voice yelling at myself when I can't spit out words. And what happens to me in conflict of situations. Let's say it's that. Anyway, can I pay you in a van? But so tonight on the Daily Show we have special guest Darth Vader. You are welcome, Mr. Vader, sir. Can I call you that? Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions about your time with your son, and then later on in the show, we have a surprise for you.
Okay, Wade. Shoot. What's the first question?
Is it true that as a kid, you had major asthma problems?
I'm not to disclose that information without my lawyer here, not my attorney here. I cannot say anything about that with my attorney here because I still want to film more movies.
You do know we're already on episode 7 and you died in episode 6, right?
Yes, I do know that, but I'm still not allowed to disclose any information.
Okay, second question. With the small amount of time you spent with your son, were you found as an abusive father?
No, I was not, Wade. I believe that I was a very good father. I offered to play chess with Luke. Teach him how to use a baseball bat and a lightsaber. And at one point, he actually used a lightsaber to play baseball, and he kept the ball riding too. That's how good of a hitter he is.
Well, that is very surprising. Did you know Luke and Leia were twins at first?
Well, of course I did, Wade. I had the force. The dark side of the force told me what things.
Very good, thank you. Is it okay if we bring you back later in the show because we have another guest on the show today who we would like to talk to about you.
It's okay. I'll just go to the bathroom. I'll be back in like 20 minutes.
Okay, see you, Vader. Mr. Vader, sir, please don't force choke me.
Goodbye, Wade.
Next up on the Wade Show. Can I call it that? The Wade Show. The Wading Show. It's the Wading Show, because it's like wait and wade. Wait. Waiting. Next up on the Wading Show, we have a stormtrooper. He actually served beside Mr. Vader throughout his time in episode 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Oh, here he is. It is the one of the many clones of the famous bounty hunter. This is Mr. Stormy Trooper. Can I call you Stormy? Stormy? Getting? Stormy? Trooper? Troopy. I'm gonna call you Stoopy. Do you speak, sir? He just shook his head no at me. So I do not believe he can speak. I will just tell you whether he shakes his head yes, no, or points his blaster at me in response to any questions. Okay, can I call you Mr. Troop? Storm. Mr. Stormy. He just shook his head yes, folks. Okay, Mr. Stormy. When you were with, when you served along behind Lord Vader, is there with the relationship between him and Luke? Did you ever find that he was a very abusive father? Okay. You're saying yes and no. Does that mean he was an abusive father only when he got mad at Luke, or only when he was not mad at Luke? Only when he got mad at you, Luke. Okay then, thank you for that information. Did he ever threaten to kill you? He just shook his head yes. Has he done it before? Wait, what am I saying? Of course he hasn't threatened to kill you because you're still alive. No, of course he hasn't killed you before because you're still alive. What am I saying tonight? Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Stormy. I will contact you again if we need more information regarding Mr. Vader and his son. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Or today. We'll be back tomorrow, maybe next week, I don't know, in the future sometime, with another waiting show starring your host, Wade.